So you've shot some cell phone video portrait style like this, and now you need to edit it. Well, I'm going to show you 3 different ways on how to do that. Hello everyone, my name is Asia Vickers and I'm the founder and CEO of Asia Vickers Global Media. So today we're going to be talking about editing cell phone video, and specifically the kind that is shot vertically, also known as portrait style. So I know a lot of people like to shoot this way. I actually recommend shooting it this way because when you shoot this way, you get what's called pillar boxing. And that's those black columns that you see on both sides of the screen of the image. So if your cell phone video is portrait style or vertical, have no fears because we can still edit a very polished and professional looking video. So let's get started. And I'm going to use a client's video to show as an example. And I do have permission from Sarah Brown, who's an amazing entrepreneur and speaker with so much great advice. You guys really should check out her website at sarahbrown.club. Okay, so first I'm going to show you edit number 1, and this is very simple. Okay, so the first thing you want to do after you import your video is drag the video to the timeline. So the next thing you want to do is duplicate this clip. Now to do that on a Mac, you just click the arrow, click it on the clip, hold down Option, and then drag that arrow up, and it's going to duplicate it. So now you've got 2 layers of the same clip. So now we've got 2 clips here. We've got this clip, and then we've got another copy on top. So go ahead and click the bottom clip. Okay, we want to highlight this clip, and then go over to Effects Control, go down to Scale, okay, and then we're going to want to make it larger, okay, and we want it to fill up the whole screen. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, so now we're going to add what's called a Gaussian blur. I'm not too sure how to say it. Anyways, you go over to the arrow, go down to Effects. Okay, go ahead and type in Gaussian blur, and it's spelled G-A-U-S-S. Here we see it right here. Gaussian blur, so go ahead and click on that. Drag this over to the bottom clip, okay? Now, once again, we're going to go over to the Effects panel over here. Scroll down till you see Gaussian blur. Okay, go to blurriness. Let's go ahead and bring that up. So drag this over to the right, and it's going to make it more blurry. You drag it back to the left, and it's going to make it sharp again. So let's make it about, let's say about that's good. Maybe 50%. So 50% blurriness. And that's it. So this is a look that you'll see a lot of times on the news, maybe documentary. So this is just a really quick and easy way to get rid of those black columns. And then this top video, you can also make it a little bit, if you want to kind of fill up the screen a little bit more, you can kind of zoom in on that. So there's lots of ways to do this, but that's just one way. This type of edit works great for some things, but for this particular project, I didn't really like the look of it. So I decided to go with something else, and this is edit number 2. So now I'm going to show you the second version of this video. Okay, so once again, we've got our video here imported, and now we've laid it on the timeline. So another option we can do is to add a nice background to this. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. So you can add an image, you could go over here and add a color mat. You can pick whatever color you like. You know, let's make it, you know, like a nice red to match her shirt. Okay, call it red. And we're going to drag this, go ahead and drag this clip up. Take this color mat, add it to the timeline underneath your image, and drag it all the way out. And see, now you've got a nice colorful background. Okay, let's go ahead and change that to, you know, maybe like a white. Okay. Or you can add a, you know, an animated background. So one of my favorite websites is called motionarray.com, and there's so many things that you can find here, including backdrops. So I'm going to go over here and pick one out. Okay, so Motion Array is definitely one of my favorite websites, and I tell everybody about it. And I am planning on doing a video on this. So here you can look up all kinds of stock motion graphics, which would make great backgrounds for your sell videos. You know, maybe search for business, something businessy that we can throw behind there, you know. Okay, so now we've downloaded and imported our backdrop here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this color mat that we had initially put down, and I'm going to drag this over to the timeline. Okay, so now we've got this beautiful animated background behind your sell video. Okay, and keep in mind that this animated clip may not be very long. I mean, I think this one is like 11 seconds long. So you may have to, you know, kind of double up on them here, kind of, you know, add more clips to make sure that the background is covered throughout the entirety of the video. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the third version of this video. So once again, we start off with our imported video and drag it to the timeline. So now I'm going to add a white backdrop. And I'm going to do this by going down here over to New Item. Click Color Mat. It's just like the last video that I showed you. We're doing the same thing here. Click OK. And I'm going to make it white. Okay, and I'm going to name it white. So now we have our color mat, and what we want to do is lift up this clip. Okay, we're going to lift it up, and then we're going to add below, drag over to the timeline, add that color mat, and put that right underneath. Then we're going to drag this out for the entirety of the video. Okay, so now we have a nice clean white backdrop, and there's lots we can do with this. So I'm just going to kind of skip ahead and show you guys what I did. Okay, so this is the final video here, and as you can see, I added a logo, I added her website, and I also added some nice titles to kind of, you know, give certain pointers within her video. And where did I get these great looking titles? Well, I got them at motionarray.com. Okay, and then at the end I just added, you know, some contact information. So another thing you can do is move the video over. Just go to Effects Control, go up to Position, okay, and just kind of scroll this over to the left or the right. So if you wanted, you can, you know, put the video over to one side and maybe have some text over here, you know, and make it more like a, you know, like a PowerPoint presentation and have the video going while you have some text here. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do this. So at the end of the day, this is the version that I like the most and ended up going with for my client. So that's it. Now you have 3 different ways to edit your cell phone video that's vertical style, also known as portrait style. If you are just getting into shooting video with your cell phone, I've got some great recommended equipment and websites for you on my website. If you go to asiavickersglobalmedia.com, you can check that out for yourself. If you guys would like to see some more tips, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And please feel free to leave comments as well if you have any suggestions on tip videos, because I would love to hear them. If you're wanting to see some behind the scenes footage of me working on these videos and other projects, you can go to my Instagram page as well and check that out. And once again, thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon.